Coventry City, your leaders over in the Championship, with Middlesbrough in hot pursuit. That's right. And those two have a 4-point clearance over the playoff teams. That's right. Will they take full advantage this weekend and extend that lead? We're going to take a look at it, all of it, next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today is match number 12, that's right, over in the Championship, and we'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe, you want to subscribe for Championship football, that's right here, under one rooski. Got Championship football, Blackburn Rovers, World football, we're going to all here, right here, under one rooski. That's right, the playoffs, though, have Millwall, Bristol City, Charlton are up there, and Stoke, goodness gracious me, and don't even remind me about those dreaded relegation spots. We'll get into all of that and more in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are, and can I set you guys an impressive 50 like target? You've been absolutely killing it in the like targets. We haven't got much time for this one, so I need you to smash that like. And the channel is a wounded warrior right now, and it needs your love, and it needs your TLC. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. They're just not pushing my videos anymore, so I need you to reignite that fire. So smash the like, and if we can get more than 50, if we can get closer towards a dreaded triple-digit figure, that would be absolutely madness. That would do absolutely bananas. So please, if you are a fan of the channel, now's the time to show it. Costs you absolutely nothing. 50 likes is the target, but if we can get more than that, then how about it? Let's take a look, though, at the results last time around then, shall we? And they've not been pleasant. It's not pleasant reading if you're one of these guys that wear the blue and white half, just like me. Anyway, of course, these were the results as you see it. Top of the pops there. Sheffield United turned us over, 3-1 win. In a game which Rovers looked good in for 60 minutes, but turd in the last chunk. Derby even got a win against Norwich County. They're in trouble. Hull City looked the real deal. 2-1 winners over Leicester City. Of course, McBurney, I don't think he was involved in that game, but they came out top with a big 2-1 win. Charlton doing the ting against Ipswich Town. 3-0 away win. What am I thinking? Millwall with a 2-0 win over Stoke. Kind of saw that one coming. Coventry turned Portsmouth over 2-1. Birmingham getting a massive away win against Preston. Bristol City with 3-1 winners over the Saints. Swansea City with a 1-0 loss to QPR. Watford 2-1 winners of West Brom as predicted. Wrexham with a 1-0 win over Oxford, kind of went that way as well. And Middlesbrough did beat Sheffield Wednesday, just the 1-0. So not too shabby. Not a heavy defeat for Wednesday, as I called it. But anyway, regardless, we take a look at the table. It looks like this. Coventry City are flying high, 25 points for them. Middlesbrough in second spot, 24 points. And of course, those guys are out on their own at the moment. Good gap between themselves and the chasing pack. Millwall, Bristol City, Charlton and Stoke in a very, very bizarre looking playoffs. And going down, it's Wednesday, it's Rovers, it's Norwich at the moment. But of course, that could all change this weekend. Well, not all change, but a little bit can change, of course. And Rovers do have a game in hand. I cling on to that hope. I cling on to that hope. Let's take a little bit of hope then as we look at the prediction league over in the Championship. Alrighty, kicking us today name Lem Richardson with 16 points this past midweek. Wankers Clarets up there. Oh, sorry, Wakers Clarets. I thought Wankers. Sorry, it's the first word that came to my mind when I saw that. He's up there in second spot there. UK and CA. He got 14 points. Memphis is up there in fourth, 13.5, and Swansea City 12.5. Alongside Shepherd, Daddy, I'm down there with 10 points. Not too shabby by me. As you jump over to the master leaderboard, as you can see, Pennywise kicking ass and taking names. I won 5.5 points. Jacob Jackson down from number 1 to number 2. Jake Harmon is in third. I am all the way down to 22nd, but I'm an upward mover, up 3 spots. I'm coming at you, lads. Wankers Clarets will get you. We're going to come after you. That's my target, of course, heading into this. Anyway, that is that, of course. But it could all change, of course, this week. Weekend, busy week at the Championship. And, of course, this are the fixture lists for these weekend's action. Recap of the link there, though. But this is the fixture lists for the matches this weekend. So let's jump in the deep end. And, of course, head over to Deepdale, of course, this coming Friday night. It's the Paul Heckingbottom Derby as Preston, who are 11th right now with 16 points, taking on Sheffield United under Chris Wilder on 21st in the table with just 9 points. They played 44 times since the year 2010 wins Preston, 20 wins for Sheffield United, 14 draws. Preston are on back-to-back defeats for them, all the way down to 11th right now, up against the Sheffield United side. Back-to-back wins, winning on 50% form for them right now, winning 3 over the last 6 matches. Now, they last played at Deepdale. It was a 2-0 win for Preston, who actually won 4 on the bounce against the Nobbers here. Preston are on the back of that 1-0 loss to Birmingham City. As for Sheffield United, that big 3-1 win over Rovers to open up the floodgates in regards to their scoring boots. Bookies odds on this one, they'll lean towards Sheffield United, who've been here up in the northwest for the best part of the week. Rovers last weekend. Now Preston this weekend. They're leaning towards Sheffield United. I think I'm going to go with a draw here. Give Preston a bit of benefit of the doubt. I think they're more organised than we are right now. We're just a mess, and I think we'll get something out of this one. Meanwhile, Coventry taking on Watford, coming out of the RCA. Coventry under Frank Lampard, top of the table, 25 points for them. They've won 5 on the bounce. Against Watford under Javier Garcia, just 1 defeat in the last 5. They sit 12th with 15 points, of course. They played each other 32 times since 1999. 10 wins Coventry, 13 wins for the Hornets, 9 draws between the two sides. They last played at this venue, 2-1 winners. It was for Coventry back in January 2025. In fact, the Sky Blues are unbeaten against Watford over the last 6, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws. Coventry picking up that 2-1 away win against Portsmouth. Their last home match was a 2-0 win over Rovers. Just 1 goal conceded in at least the last 6. As for Watford, a 2-1 win over West Brom. Big win for them. And, of course, the first for the returning coach, Javier Garcia. The bookies also, Coventry massively fancied, and it looks like this could be the year, guys. They're doing the thing. Got goals all over the place. Going to go with a 3-0 win for Coventry in their own backyard. Ipswich Town taking on West Bromwich Albion, coming out of Portman Road. Ipswich under Kieran McKenna, they sit 14th right now. Back-to-back defeats, of course, 13 points on the campaign. Up against West Brom, Ryan Mason, they are 10th, 17 points for them. Just 1 win in the last 3, 2 wins in the last 6. So a bit of kind of a rusty kind of form here for West Brom. They played 23 times since 1995, 8 wins apiece and 7 draws, including a draw when these two sides last played at Portman Road back in February 2024. Ipswich losing to Charlton most recently. Watford with that 2-1 win over West Brom. Bookies will back Ipswich, of course. I will as well. 2-1 win. They've still got the quality in abundance here, so we're going to back the tractor boys. Meanwhile, let's go to Fratton Park as Portsmouth take on Stoke. That's right. As John Mousinho's Pompey try to get back into winning ways. 17th at the table, 13 points for them. Just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Stoke side, also 1 win in the last 6. They are 6th right now with 18 points. They played 20 times since 1993. 7 wins Portsmouth, 9 wins Stoke, 4 draws between the two sides. They last played at Fratton Park. It was a 3-1 win for Pompey back in January 2025. Looking back at the recent records, Stoke have won 4 of the last 5. Pompey, they're winning the most important one, which was the last one. Portsmouth, though, losing to Coventry most recently. Stoke losing to Millwall on the road. It's another away day for Stoke. Bookies will back. They'll back in Stoke here. I don't know why. I'm going to go with Portsmouth here. Should win this game in their own back sticks. Then we go to Ewood, of course. I'm going to be here with the watch along. Put myself through my misery as Rovers under Big Val. 23rd in the table, 7 points for them. Winless in the last 5. Up against Southampton. Will still 1 win in the last 6, of course. So both sides not great. 18th in the table, 12 points for them. They played each other 22 times since 1993. Rovers winning 9 of them. Southampton winning 8 of them. And there's been 5 draws between the two sides, including a draw when these two sides last played back in April 2024. 0-0 it was. In the Championship last season. In fact, looking back, the last 3 at Ewood, Rovers have got something out of each of those last 3. 2 draws and a win. Just 1 goal conceded against Southampton in those last 3, but those results stretch all the way back to 2004, so don't really get your hopes up in that one. Rovers losing to Sheffield United most recently, Southampton losing to Bristol City. Bookies odds for this one, they'll go with Southampton, of course they will. Yeah, why wouldn't you? But not me, though. I think there's got to be a turning point here. We've got to win one of these fucking games. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I bloody hell hope so. Otherwise, we are in trouble. That's right. Let's go to the next one. Bristol City against Birmingham over at Ashton Gate. Gerhard Struber's Bristol City are 4th, 19th in the table. Just 1 defeat in the last 5 up against Birmingham. Under Chris Davis, 1 win in the last 5. They sit 13th. 15 points, of course. Played each other 28 times since 1993. 5 wins Bristol City, 18 wins Birmingham. There's been 5 draws. They last played at Ashton Gate. 2-0 winners it was for Birmingham back in August 2023. In fact, back-to-back clean sheets for Birmingham over Bristol City, both home and away. Bristol City with that 3-1 win over Southampton. Birmingham with that 1-0 win over Preston. The bookies' odds on this one, they'll lean towards Bristol City, who are flying, they're cooking. I think they'll get the result here as well over Birmingham City side, who got a solid win, a much-needed win for themselves this past midweek, but they'll go back to losing once again this coming match. Derby against QPR. Derby with that most important win, of course, as well for John Eustace. 19th at the table, 11 points for them. Just 1 win, though, in the last 6. Up against the QPR side under Julian Stefan, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're all the way up into 8th. 18 points. They've played Derby County 31 times since 2004. 11 wins apiece and 9 draws. Last time around over at Pride Park, it was a 2-0 win for Derby back in October 2024. Derby picking up a win against Norwich at home. Their last away match was a loss against Oxford, but they're at home again for this one. As for QPR, away win for them over Swansea. Bookies will back Derby County at Pride Park. Maybe it's a turning of the tide here for John Eustace and Derby County. I've gone with a draw here. I think QPR are going under the radar a little bit. Just flirting outside those playoff spots and could make a positive move if they get a win here into those. But another team or two teams that are going under the radar at the moment meet at the MKM. That's right, Holland, Sergej Djurkovic. They are 7th with 18 points. They're unbeaten in the last 4, just one defeat in the last 6. Up against the Charlton side, also up into 5th, 18 points for them, just one defeat in the last 6. Nathan Jones and Sergej Djurkovic in the dugouts. Now, they have played 10 times since 2007. 4 wins Charlton, 3 wins Hull, 3 draws, of course. Last time they played at this venue, it was a 2-0 win for Hull back in January 2021. That was in League One. Hull, though, with a 2-1 win over Leicester. 3 wins on the bounce, of course. Charlton with their back-to-back wins, of course, beating Wednesday at the Valley, then beating Ipswich at Portman Road, which was an absolute surprise result. Bookies will back Hull on this one. I think I've got to go with Hull as well. McBurney might be back for this one, which means more goals. Going to go with a 2-0 win for the Tigers, who could be an absolute threat this season for the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Borough, they're taking on Wrexham, that's right, at the Riverside. Of course, Rob Edwards' boys are second right now, just 24 points for them, just one defeat in the last 6. Up against Wrexham and Phil Parkinson, just one defeat in the last 6 as well. They are draw kings, picking up 3 draws in the last 5, sitting in 15th with 13 points. Yet to play each other, these two sides, but coming into this, Rob Edwards, who is the Welsh wonder there in the dugout, coming into this on the back of back-to-back wins. Up against Wrexham, picking up that all-important first home win of the campaign with a 1-0 win over Oxford last time around. The bookies' odds for this one, looking at it, they go with Middlesbrough here. They are favoured, of course. Not bursting with goals, but they're getting important results none the same. I'm going to go with a draw here. I'm going to give Wrexham some benefit of the doubt. I think they seem to be better on the road than they are at home at the minute. But yeah, 2-2, goals galore, entertaining match, but no one taking full advantage. Meanwhile, Millwall taking on Leicester at the Den. Millwall under Alex Neil. They sit 3rd right now. They're doing absolutely amazing. Again, going under the radar, not really talking about it too much, but they're doing the business. Just one defeat in the last 6, of course, up against Leicester, who are 9th, 17 points for them. Draw kings as well, picking up 4 draws in the last 6. They played Millwall 25 times since 1993. 9 wins Millwall, 12 wins for the Foxes here, 4 draws as well. Last time they played each other over at Millwall, it was a 1-0 win back in April 2024. Millwall with that 2-0 win over Stoke, 3 wins on the bounce for them. As for Leicester, losing the Hull last time around. Yeah, draw kings. Bookies will go with Leicester, but they are madness. They're just trying to steal your money because you should be going for Millwall here. 2-1 winners for Alex Neil's boys, who are down, definitely competing for playoffs, if not more than that. Sheffield Wednesday taking on Oxford United, coming at Hillsborough. Wednesday and Henrik Pedersen, they are 24th right now, 6 points for them, 3 defeats on the spin, but they're winners in the last 5. Up against Oxford under Gary Rowett, they sit 20th, 9 points for them, just one win them in the last 5 for Oxford. They played 7 times in 2015. 2 wins Wednesday, 3 wins Oxford, and there's been 2 draws between the two sides. Last time they played at Wednesday, it was a 1-0 win for Oxford back in April 2025. Wednesday losing to Middlesbrough, just the 1-0 last time around. As for Oxford, also losing to Wrexham last time. The bookies will go with Oxford, but only just. I think I've also gone with Oxford. But honestly, I think Sheffield Wednesday could win this game. I'm going with a 2-1 win, Oxford to take it. 3 points in the bag. And, of course, a big one as well. Meanwhile, Swansea will take on Norwich over at swansea-city.com stadium. Alan Sheeran, under a bit of pressure maybe, just one win in the last 6. They are 16th, 13 points for them. Up against Liam Manning and Norwich, who have got 5. They've lost. They haven't won in the last 7 matches. They've lost 5 of the last 6. They sit 22nd with 8 points. They last played over at Swansea. It was a 1-0 win for the Swans. That was back in September 2024. Swansea picking up that 1-0 loss to QPR. Back-to-back games now without a goal for Swansea. As for Norwich, like I said, pretty grim stuff recently. Just 1 goal scored in the last 4 for them. Bookies will give it to Swansea. Norwich looking like a lost or wounded puppy right now. And they got all the gear as well. Wow, I say that. They got the goal. They lost a bit of talent as well, but they still got Sargent. Still got a lot of creativity in that team. But I'm going to go with a draw here. 0-0. Of course, goals are a struggle. Might be a bit of a snore fest, to be honest with you. But that is it. 0-0 in the end. If I'm right, it's what the table will look like. Coventry will be still top of the table. Middlesbrough in 2nd. Millwall in 3rd. Bristol City, Hull, and then QPR. Going down Wednesday, Norwich City. Sheffield United, Rovers hopefully giving themselves a bit of a boost here and getting outside the playoffs, or not the playoffs, that's the relegation playoffs, right? The relegation zone on goal difference. Don't forget the Super Brew right here, right now, and don't forget to subscribe if you do and smash the like. We are a wounded warrior. We need your loving, so subscribe, get that like target hit, and of course let the YouTube algorithm do the rest. Until then, guys, I'll see you soon whenever we return. I'm out.